Today's session is the most important session, time value of money. As I told you, today and tomorrow we are going to do time value of money. Many are asking me some queries over phone. Okay, Vaishnavi. Yeah, I read your message. Thank you. Fine. See, everyone is asking, sir, whatever you are doing in the classroom, like PYQs, past year questions, is it more than enough for our preparation? My dear, I'm telling you, I'm covering everything. As far as concept is concerned, we are covering all the concept. Wherever time permits, I'm explaining all the concepts. But practice, still more problems to be practiced. In this time value of money session, of course, we are going to solve at least 135 problems, which is huge. Please understand. Okay, 135 numerical problems I'm going to solve in coming next to 6 hours. That is today 3 hours, tomorrow 3 hours. And I'm going to cover so many new concepts also, because in the recent time there are few new concepts also they are introducing. So that also will be covered. So as far as topic is concerned, 100% coverage will be given with hacks and tricks. Okay. Like if the person knows how to use calculator, I'm telling you, 90% of the time value of money problems without using formulas, by using calculator, we can get it. Okay. So I may teach you how to use calculators, but my introduction session is very, very important, because my introduction session is going to connect with the numerical problem. So hope you all are ready, my dear. Shorts. Okay. I can read in Tamil, my dear. I can read Tamil also. Don't worry. Thank you for that comment. Okay. Now, listen here. Let us start. Today's session, we are going to start with time value of money. Now, when you talk about CA students, time value of money is the most important and crucial topic. This topic not only going to discuss in CA Foundation, the same topic you are going to discuss in intermediate as well as in final level. In intermediate, we are going to discuss in the name of financial management subject, and in final level SFM. I can tell you in CA Foundation level, this time value of money weightage maximum 13 to 14 marks. Okay, minimum 6-7 marks also. It depends. We don't know. But so far, out of 7-8 questions, CA Foundation question papers, almost 4 to 5 question papers has got 13 questions from time value of money. So you cannot ignore this topic. Okay. At the same time, everyone is confident in time value of money, but still they are losing marks in time value of money, and they are wasting time in time value of money. So in this session, what we are going to learn is, we are going to learn how to save time in time value of money. Okay. So please get ready for the action, my dear. Okay. So in time value of money, as far as our syllabus is concerned, we can divide it into two parts. Okay. We can divide time value of money into two parts. One is, yes, Vikram, good evening. Yes, one is interest. Let me take at least 25-30 minutes to introduce the topic. Then after that, I'll start doing the numericals. When we start doing the numericals, just like that is, you are going to give me the answers. So look at this, my dear. Okay. Let us have two types. One is interest. One part is interest. The second part is annuity. Now, tell me, my dear, you tell me, which one is important here, interest or annuity? For example, sir, interest and annuity, two parts are there. For at least 10 to 12 questions I'm expecting from this topic. So majority of the questions are going to come from where? Interest or annuity? Interest or annuity? Yes, my dear, tell me, interest or annuity? Mohan speaks, says annuity. Others, Praveen says it is interest. Guys, give me the answer. Which is more important, interest or annuity? Which one I should give more important, my dear? Okay, Thunderplay says it is annuity. Everyone says annuity. Okay, Janiel said both, sir. Very good. It's a very good answer. Sheetal, I think annuity. Sorry, I think interest. Abhishek, you said anti. Okay. Annuity. Okay. Now I'll tell you, my dear. See, the important part, what we have to give the most, interest. Okay. So interest is very, very important, my dear. Majority of the questions are going to come from interest. Annuity, yes, of course. Two, three questions, maximum four questions I may expect. Okay. Interest is very, very important. Okay. Now, in our syllabus, we have three types of interest. We are going to discuss about three types of interest. Okay. One is simple interest. Other one is compound interest. Then third one is what? Effective rate of interest. Okay. Fine. Simple interest, compound interest, and effective rate of interest. These three are there. Next, in annuity, we'll be discussing about present value, future value, perpetuity, etc., etc. So many things are going to come. I'll discuss one by one. Okay. First, let me start with simple interest. I think you are expert in this topic. I know you people are very, very good in this topic. What I can show you some difference is what, how to approach the topic. That is the only difference I can show you, because otherwise you people are so great, my dear. Now, simple interest, simple interest, compound interest, and effective rate of interest. What and all to be remembered, I'll tell you. Simple interest, always calculated based on number of years. Okay, even if months are given, interest has to be calculated in terms of months, also can have to be converted into year only. Compound interest can be calculated annually, half yearly, quarterly, monthly, daily, hourly, secondly, minute wise, everything is possible in compound interest. Effective rate of interest is the third very important concept. I'll explain that concept, because people know how to calculate effective rate of interest, but we don't know, many of them doesn't know why to calculate effective rate of interest. I may talk about effective rate of interest. Okay. Now, first part, let me start with simple interest. What and all to be remembered? The formula. Simple interest is equal to PRT by 100 or PNR by 100. Everyone knows it, right? What is P stands for? Principal, R stands for rate of interest, T stands for time. Or here P stands for principal, N stands for number of years, and R stands for rate of interest. Okay. Second, amount. Everyone knows amount is nothing but principal plus interest. So P plus simple interest. P into 1 plus RT by 100. 1 plus RT by 100. Is that right, my dear? Yes. A is equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. Okay. Now listen here. Don't worry. Annuity sab aayega abhi. So A is equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. Now, to remember in simple interest, to remember from simple interest, if, not if, not needed, sum of money doubles itself in what, my dear? The shortcut 100 by R years. Second one is sum of money triples itself in 200 by R years. That is, sum of money n times itself in n minus 1 into 100 by R years. Listen here, my dear. When rate of interest is given, to find number of years, substitute rate of interest here and you will get number of years. Some time what they give is, they give number of years. So when number of years given, replace R as N to calculate rate of interest. Okay. This one you remember, because based on this, definitely they are asking the question. So don't ignore this trick. People who are doing self-study, okay, for you people, definitely you may be coming across for the first time, but others, of course, in the coaching classes, wherever you have gone, everywhere you might have experienced, and where you have already done this trick. Okay. Yes. This is what first we need to remember as far as simple interest is concerned. Next one is compound interest. In compound interest, amount formula. Before I proceed, can anyone tell me the meaning of sum? What exactly the sum is? What exactly sum? Sum is nothing but principal. Okay. If they ask you to find out, find the sum. That means what? Find the principal. Okay. What sum of money becomes so and so? That means what? They ask you to find out principal. Sheetal, don't worry. Example sab aa raha hai. Tension mat lo. Okay. So now compound interest. A is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n. What is A is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n? Can anyone tell me, okay, can anyone tell me what is n stands for in compound interest? Please comment. What is n stands for in compound interest? Can anyone tell me what n stands for in compound interest? Tell me, my dear, what is n stands for in compound interest? What is N stands for in compound interest? I want to know the answer. Please. Fast. Make it fast. Make it fast. Number of conversion, time, number of times, years, number of years, time, number of installments, yes, number of days, number of conversion period. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Yes, there are some right answers, there are some wrong answers. Now look at this. Here, N stands for number of times interest calculated. This is what you need to remember. What is N stands for? Number of times interest calculated. Okay, number of times interest calculated. That means, for example, total period 1 year. If the interest is calculated half yearly basis, then what is N equal to? What is N equal to, my dear? Very good. Yes, can you comment? Listen here, if total period is 1 year and if interest calculated half yearly basis or semi-annually, then what is the value of N? Yes, yes, Arvind, right. Guys, can you give the answer? Okay, 2, yes, very good. N is equal to 2. If it is quarterly, then for 1 year, if it is quarterly, then Meet is given me 3. From where you got 3, man? If it is quarterly, then what is N equal to? If it is quarterly, yes, Arvind, right. If it is quarterly, it is 4. If it is quarterly, it is 4. Yes, very good. 2. Very good. 4. Semi-annually means 2. Quarterly means 4. Monthly. If it is monthly, then what will be the value of N? If it is monthly, what will be the value of N? Very good. Monthly, what will be the value of N? Monthly, yes. Very good. 12. Perfect. If it is monthly, then value of N is equal to 12. So this one basic information you need to remember. My dear, I'm here to give you tricks. I'm here to give you what is the use of calculator, everything. But please allow me to explain some introduction. When I was doing that is first topic, ratio, proportion, indices, log, there were so many problems where there I could not give the introduction part. But here I have some time. So let me give the introduction. Of course, you know, I told you, you know about the introduction, but still, if I have to use my trick and hacks, I want you to focus here. Okay, this introduction is very important for me. Now listen here. As I told you, compound interest can be calculated half yearly, quarterly, monthly, annually, anything. Okay. So number of times interest calculated is our N. Now in case, listen here, in the question, always rate of interest will be in terms of per annum. I hope you are aware about it. Rate of interest will be in terms of per annum. Now, for example, 12% is given. If the interest compounded annually, then I is directly you will be taking it as what? 0.12. Do you all agree, my dear? I you will be taking it as what? 0.12. What is I is 12 by 100. That is R by 100 is our I. So 12%. Is that right, my dear? I is equal to 0.12. People are asking me what is I, sir? I is nothing but R by 100. Okay. I think some people have learnt amount formulas P into 1 plus RT by 100. Sorry, not RT by 100. This way few people have learnt. It's okay, fine. So if the interest calculated semi-annually, if the compound interest calculated semi-annually, if the compound interest calculated semi-annually, what is the value of I? What is the value of I? If the interest calculated semi-annually, then what is the value of I? Very good, very good. 0.06. Excellent. Yes, yes. Now, please, 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 please. R by 200. Okay, R by 200. Fine. Very good. R by 200 is right. Thunder, please always giving me right different type of answer, my dear. Yeah, no, Jatin, wrong. zero point 0.6 is wrong. Yes. Okay, please can you give me, no, Mayuresh, everyone is giving me 0 0.6. No, my dear, it is 0.06. Please don't miss that. I hope now you understand where we are losing marks. See, this is where you are committing mistakes. Okay, everyone knows what is compound interest, everyone knows what is simple interest, but in spite of knowing the formula, in spite of knowing everything, but still we are committing mistake because of this reason. 0.06 is the right answer. If it is quarterly, then what is I is equal to? If it is quarterly, then what is I is equal to? If it is quarterly, what is I is equal to? If it is quarterly, what is I is equal to? Yes, Rahul, right. 0.03. Why learning is given me 0.04? If it is quarterly, what is I is equal to? Yes, Gopi. Yes, yes, right, right. If it is quarterly, what is I is equal to? My dear, can you, yeah, 0.03. Very good. If it is quarterly, 0.03. If it is quarterly, 0.03. Excellent. Okay, if it is quarterly, 0.03. Fine. Okay. Next step. If it is monthly, what is I is equal to? If it is monthly, what is I is equal to? If it is monthly, what is I is equal to? 0.01. 0.01. If it is monthly, then it is what? 0.01. So, what exactly we are doing is, when it is compounded, when the interest compounded semi-annually means, that number of years given means it will be multiplied by 2, rate of interest divided by 2. Am I right, my dear? Multiplied by 2, years multiplied by 2, rate of interest divided by 2. If it is quarterly, number of years multiplied by 4, rate of interest divided by 4. Am I right, my dear? If it is monthly, number of years multiplied by 12, rate of interest multiplied by, sorry, divided by 12. Now look at this, my dear. I want you to give me the answer for this. For example, if 10% is given, 10% is given, I want you to give me the answer for n is equal to I is equal to n is equal to I is equal to for annually, for half yearly, for quarterly. Now one by one. What is the value of n and I when it comes to 10% annually for 1 year? Tell me, my dear. What is the value of n? What is the value of I? First you tell me what is the value of n. When it is 1 year, 10%, what is the value of n and what is the value of I? Please tell me, my dear, what is the value of n? Yes, Thunder, please, right. Yes, Mubashira, n is 1, okay. N is 1, right. And fine. So, n is equal to 1 and I is equal to 0.1. Am I right, my dear? N equal to 1 and I equal to 0.1. When it comes to half yearly, what is n equal to? When it comes to half yearly, what is n equal to? 2. And I is equal to what, my dear? 0.05. Am I right? Can you give me the answer for quarterly? What is n equal to and what is I equal to for quarterly? What is n equal to? What is I equal to for quarterly? What is n equal to? What is I equal to for quarterly? Guys, give me the answer. What is n equal to? What is I is equal to for quarterly? Guys, please give the answer fast. Tell me what is n equal to? 4. What is n equal to? 4. What is I is equal to? 0.025. Very good. Please remember this. People are committing mistake in these places. In my experience, I have seen, you know, formulas, everything. But this kind of mistakes everyone does. Because of that, answer is what? Changing, and you people are struggling to get the answer and we are wasting our time. That is what the main problem is. Now, in compound interest, to remember sum of money doubles itself in 69 by R plus 0.35 years. Few people may be given it as 72 by R, but if you want to get the exact answer, you can go for 69 by R plus 0.35 years. Next, sum of money triples itself in 114 by R years. Okay, sum of money triples itself in 114 by R years. Okay. I की वैल्यू कैसे आई कुछ भी यार I is nothing but see for example 10% मतलब 10 by 100 use calculator that is 0.1 if it is semi-annually divided by 2 quarterly divided by 4 monthly divided by 12 this is what you need to do. Okay, so please remember this. Now one basic question everyone will have, sir, in the question, from the question, how to identify the question is based on simple interest or it is from compound interest? This is a basic question from everyone. Most of the students will think, sir, how to identify whether it is simple interest or compound interest? Let me answer the question, my dear. 99% of the cases, 99% of the cases, what type of interest they are calculating, it will be mentioned. If it is simple interest, they will mention simple interest. If it is compound interest, they have to mention compound interest. Okay, this is point number 1. Sir, what if that type of interest not mentioned? Then what to do, sir? What if the type of interest not mentioned? Then what to do, sir? It's a valid question. I will tell you, my dear, except from one type of problem, rest any other problems are coming without mentioning the interest. Then you should go with only simple interest. Okay, if interest is not mentioned, then what we should do, my dear? We should go with what? Simple interest. We should go with what, my dear? Simple interest. Okay, simple interest. Is that clear, all of you? Say yes or no? Okay, it is what? Simple interest. Okay, next one is, sir, what if you said, na sir, one case, okay, where we cannot use simple if it is not mentioned. See, when the problem is based on growth of population, when the problem is based on growth of population, it is always compound interest. Growth of population is always what? Compound interest. When the problem based on population comes, they may not give the information about what type of rate of incremental population is given, not given. So in that case, we should go ahead with what, my dear? Compound interest only. We should go ahead with what? Compound interest only. Is that clear? Am I loud and clear, my dear? So if it is not mentioned, you go with simple interest. Otherwise, they have to mention compound interest. In population type only, they are not going to mention you compound interest. Otherwise, in rest of all the cases, they are going to mention. Is that clear, all of you? Is that clear? Say yes or no? Yeah, fine. So this you have to remember. Next, relationship between simple interest and compound interest. Okay, simple interest, compound interest. If it is calculated annually. Okay, simple interest calculated annually. Now look at this, my dear. For 1 year. Okay, if I'm calculating it for 1 year, then simple interest on 1 year is equal to compound interest. When you calculate it for 1 year, whether you calculate simple interest or you calculate compound interest, both are one and the same only. Okay, both are one and the same only when the interest is calculated annually. Next, for 2 years, always remember compound interest is more than simple interest. So for 2 years, the difference between compound interest and simple interest, my dear, this 2 stands for what? Number of years is equal to pi square. Next, for 3 years, the difference between compound interest and simple interest is pi square into I plus 3. See, I have got formula for 4 years also. but it is waste of time. If it comes in the examination for 4 years or 5 years, what you have to do, simply find the compound interest for 4 years and simply find the simple interest for 4 years, find the difference directly. For 2 years, 3 years and all, please go ahead with this formulas. Okay, go ahead with this formulas. Okay, fine, my dear. So this is what, see, I'm just showing you some basic points to be remembered before I start with the numericals. Okay, before I start with the numericals, I want you to remember this. Okay, next one, listen here, effective rate of interest. What is it? Effective rate of interest. Just let me explain effective rate of interest. Look at this, my dear. Effective rate of interest is always what, independent of principal. What is it? Independent of principal. Okay. Effective rate of interest is what? Independent of principal. Okay, independent of principal. Sir, what is meant by independent of principal, sir? Because you might have learned the formula. E is equal to 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. Am I right, my dear? E is equal to 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. Next, second part is, it is always what, when the interest calculated more than once in a year. When the interest calculated more than once in a year. I'll explain this because this is conceptual. Okay. Yes. Independent of principal and when the interest calculated more than once in a year. Sir, what is mean by this, sir? First, let me explain you the meaning of effective rate of interest, because everyone remember the formula what is effective rate of interest, but without knowing what is effective rate of interest is. For example, okay, R is equal to 10% for any principal. Okay, R is equal to 10% for any principal. If I calculate annually, it is again 10% only. If I convert it to half yearly, this 10% is coming 10.25%. If I calculate quarterly, it is coming what? 10.38% something. It goes on like this, my dear. Okay. Now, see what exactly the problem. I'll tell you what exactly the problem. See, in the big advertisements and all in Bombay, you have seen like big hoardings and all there. See, the rate of interest is just 8%, and there will be a star mark. Okay, there will be a star mark. The meaning of star mark is what? Condition apply. When you use 8% per annum, you will not get what EMI they are giving. You will get different EMI only. But actually what they do, they are showing 8% per annum. But after that, what they do is they are changing the interest. Actually what, if 10% I'm showing, you calculate 10% annually. But actually what they calculate, they are showing 10.25%. What is mean by that? They are calculating half yearly basis. But it is given as 10% only. It is given as what? 10% only. But actually what they are calculating? 10.25%. In this case, what happens? They are showing 10%. So, but they are calculating 10.25%. So whenever you are approaching to bank, if they are saying, sir, we are charging only 7% rate of interest, sir. Next question you should ask is, okay, sir, you keep it with you. What is the effective rate of interest, sir? What is the effective rate of interest you are calculating? Because effective rate of interest calculated based on number of times interest calculated in 1 year. So that is the reason we have written, when the interest calculated more than once in a year, we use effective rate of interest. Okay. Of course, you might be knowing about this. Fine. Now time to explain the calculation part. Okay, how to find out by using calculator. I'm telling you, my dear, you know it, but still allow me to explain once. For example, simple interest. If the question is based on simple interest, principal is given as 10,000 and rate of interest is given as 10%. Number of years is 6. If they ask you to find out simple interest, simply what you will do? You will take your calculator. 10,000 into 10% into 6. Don't use formula and don't waste your time. How much you are getting, my dear? 10,000 into 10% into 6. Are you getting 6,000 rupees? This is my simple interest. Am I right, my dear? This is my simple interest. Please use calculator. 10,000 into 10% into 6. Don't use formulas directly. By using calculator, you can get it. This is my simple interest. In case if they ask you to find out amount, what you will do? Sir, 6,000 plus 10,000 will be our amount. What is it? 6,000 plus 10,000 will be our amount. Is that right, my dear? So the final amount is going to be 16,000 rupees. What is final amount is going to be? 16,000 rupees. Please remember this first. Okay. This is the way you calculate simple interest. Same situation if they ask you to calculate compound interest. If they ask you to calculate compound interest, but the 6 years is very big, 10,000. Okay, let me calculate it for 6 years only. What is the formula for compound interest? We simply use what? P into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. Am I right, my dear? P into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. This is our compound interest formula. P into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. But no need to use this formula and all. Take your calculator. Just do what I'm saying. Look at this. 10,000 plus, sorry, what is the percentage? 10%. For how many years? 6 years. So 10,000 plus 10% plus 10% plus 10% plus 10% plus 10% plus 10%. So 6 times I've added. Add 10% for 6 times. This is what the amount you will get. This is what the amount you will get. Then with this minus 10,000 we have to do. If you do minus 10,000, if you subtract 10,000, it is our compound interest. Are you all understanding it or not, my dear? Now, here also many people will find a little difficulty. What exactly the difficulty they are going to face? We keep on adding 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Sometimes we forget how many times we have added. Okay, we forget how many times we added. So actually you need to remember, in case if you forget also, you don't worry. These type of calculators, please, conditions apply. These type of calculators, look at here, there is a number showing, right? 18. Okay, that means if I have to calculate compound interest, this 18 divided by 3, what is it? 6. So 6 times I have added. If it is 7 times means this number will become what? 21. If it is 10 times means this number will become what? 30. So here it depends. From this we can find out. In few calculators, instead of 18, I think they may be showing 13. In that case, you have to divide it by 12. That's it. But remember, my dear, I'm just talking about the general calculators. There are few calculators showing different numbers. Otherwise, better to remember how many times you are adding. It is better to remember how many times you are adding. Is that clear, all of you? Now, in that case, in compound interest, if they are given half yearly, then what we will be doing, my dear, to find the interest? What you will be doing, my dear? Okay, to find half year. So I think you are right, my dear. 7716 approximately. Now, if it is half yearly, what simply you will do? Sir, 10,000 plus half yearly means this 10% will become what? 5%. 5%. How many times you will be adding? How many times you will be adding, my dear? 12 times you will be adding 5%. Can you please? This is my amount. Minus 10,000. Yes, can you give me the answer? Can you give me the answer for this question? 10,000 plus 5% plus 5% plus 5% plus 5% for 12 times you have to add. Can you give me the final answer? 795. So is it 7959 approximately? Yes, approximately 7959. Guys, have you noticed one thing? For both the cases, rate of interest is same. Number of years also same. Both the cases, rate of interest is same. Number of years same. Principal also same. But the amount which is coming out is different. Am I right, my dear? Say yes or no. The amount which is coming out is different. Why? Because in this case, directly we have taken 10%. In this case, we are calculating actually more than 10%. That is what effective rate of interest. That is what effective rate of interest. Is that clear, my dear? Now, for 12%, calculate effective rate of interest half yearly. Okay, calculate 12% effective rate of interest half yearly. Half yearly effective rate of interest. Sir, we'll be using formula 1 plus I 12 by 2 0.06 the whole square minus 1. Tell me, my dear, what is it? 1 plus 0.06 the whole square minus 1. What exactly you are getting? 0.1236. Is that right? Then you will multiply it by 100, which is 12.36 percentage. Is that clear, all of you? Is it your final answer 12.36? Say yes or no? Yeah, 12.36. This is our effective rate of interest. Very good. 12.36 is our effective rate of interest. Now, sir, in the beginning you said without using formula also you can calculate. Of course, you can calculate effective rate of interest without using formula also. Please listen here. Do what I'm saying. What I'm doing, look at this. Let me take 100, some number. 100, okay? 100. Next, what I'm doing, this is, what is the percentage? 12%, half yearly. 12% half yearly. Half yearly means the 12% will become what? 6%. And half yearly means there are 2 half years in 1 year. So what we will do, plus 6%, plus 6%, 2 times I'm adding 6%, minus 100. Did I get the same answer, my dear? 12.36. What I did, 100 plus 6% plus 6% minus 100. This is my effective rate of interest. I hope you know how to get this 6%. Now, can you apply this on your own? This type, can you apply this on your own? I'll give one different this thing. For example, for same 12% quarterly basis, find effective rate of interest. Find effective rate of interest quarterly basis. Just apply the method what is shown by using calculator. Yes, please, fast. Quarterly basis. Quarterly basis, please, my dear, fast. Yeah, quarterly basis, 12% quarterly basis, please, my dear, fast. People started giving me answer 12.55. I'm assuming that you are using calculator only. I'm assuming that you are using calculator only. 9.27 and all, where you are getting, my dear? Yeah, 12.55. Very good. Please start fast, fast. You are taking too much time. 12.55 is the right answer. 12.55 is the right answer. Okay, very good. Yes. Now, right step of calculator. What is this, man? Quarterly means it is 4%. So which is 100 plus 4% plus 4% plus 4% plus 4% minus 100. Is that right? Oh, sorry. 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%. Is that right, my dear? Yes. Now, next part is annuity. Yes. What is annuity? I'll tell you. Listen here, my dear. In short, you can call it as EMIs or installments, whatever you want to call, you can call. Okay, just I'm going to explain how to identify the problems. Okay, how to identify the problems. Okay, there are two types of annuity problems we are going to discuss. Okay, now listen here. The EMIs, installments and all we are paying, right? EMIs, installments and all we are paying. If you ask me when we are paying EMI and installments, only there are two cases. When I borrow from someone and I'm paying EMIs, am I right, my dear? Or when I invest on something, I'm paying EMI. For example, recurring deposit. Okay, for example, insurance premium, this is investment. I borrow home loan, vehicle loan, I'm borrowing. So in these cases only I'm paying EMI. Do you all agree or not, my dear? So there are two cases. So one is what? Either I borrow, loan, borrow, etc. or I invest, deposit. Am I right, my dear? I think all are from English medium and even any medium. By reading the question, will you able to identify whether the question is based on borrowing or investment? I think you will be easily able to understand whether the question is based on borrowing or investment. When the question is based on borrowing or loan, you need to calculate present value. When the question is based on investment, you need to calculate future value. Okay. When we calculate, क्यों तनिष कोई भी value नहीं आ रहा है? Please watch it once again. I'll come when I do the problem once again. You will come to know. Please wait. Please wait when I do, because so many problems are coming. So wait, my dear. Don't worry. So when the but please focus here. Focus here. Don't miss this introduction. Now look at this. When the problem is based on borrowing, you need to calculate present value. When the problem is based on investment, we need to calculate future value. Listen here. In annuity, I would like to give three thumb rules. In annuity, I would like to give three thumb rules. Thumb rules. कौन सी calculator? This is ordinary cash only I'm using. Thumb rule. Thumb rule number one. Identify type of transaction. What is mean by this? Either it is loan or investment. I think you can easily identify by reading the question. Am I right, my dear? For example, in investment, if the word amount comes, amount, accumulated amount, it is comes under future value. Okay. Now listen here. When the problem is based on investment, we have to use future value. When the problem is based on loan, we have to use present value. First, we need to identify the type of transaction, whether the problem is based on loan or the problem is based on investment. When the problem based on loan, we have to calculate present value. When the problem based on investment, we have to calculate future value. This is point number one. Or if they directly ask you to find out what it is amount, future value. If they ask you to find out sinking fund, future value. Okay. Now, next, second one. Tanish, please wait. Please wait. Have some patience. Okay. Identify type of transactions. Second one is identify type of annuity. What is meant by type of annuity? I'll tell you. The installment amount you are paying. Some cases you will be paying at the end of the period. Some cases you will be paying at the beginning of the period. Okay, so that is what type of annuity. Okay, type of annuity. For example, rent of the premises. Some people pay at the end of every month. Some people pay at the beginning of every month. So that is what beginning of the period, end of the period. Okay, beginning of the period and end of the period. Sir, how we will identify this, whether the question is what based on beginning of the period or end of the period? I will tell you, my dear, it will be mentioned in the question only. Okay, it will be mentioned in the question only. Sir, if it is not mentioned, then we should go with end of the period. So type of annuity, one is what? Beginning of the period. Other one is what? End of the period. One is beginning of the period, other one is what? End of the period. When it comes to beginning of the period, we use annuity due. End of the period, we use what? Regular annuity or ordinary annuity. My dear, I'm just giving you the introduction. I have not yet started the problems. Okay. I'm just revising. I'm not teaching. Please understand. Okay. I'm revising, not teaching. So I think you can understand this. Okay. I'm not teaching, my dear. I'm just revising. Okay. Because it's a big topic, my dear. Try to understand, please. But don't worry. At the end of the session, you will get all the answers. Please have some patience. That's it. Third one is type of compound interest. What is mean by the type of compound interest? We need to check whether the interest calculated annually, we need to check it is half yearly or quarterly, etc. So when the problem based on annuity comes, we need to follow these three thumb rules. Thumb rule number one, identify type of, okay, identify type of transaction, whether the problem based on loan or investment. If the problem based on loan, you will be calculating present value. When the problem based on investment, you will be calculating future value. Next, identify type of annuity. When you are paying the annuity amount at the beginning of the period or at the end of the period. How you will identify? It will be given in the question only. If nothing is mentioned about type of annuity, we should go with what? Regular annuity, that is end of the period. Now, beginning of the period, how they will mention, commencing now, starting from today, these kind of words and all will be involved. Okay. But when it comes to end of the period, they may be showing what, end of every month, end of every year. Okay. This way it will be given. Now, type of annuity compound interest means the compound interest calculated what, my dear? Annually, half yearly, quarterly, monthly. That also we need to check. Because if it is monthly, accordingly, we have to change the rate of interest and number of years. My dear, these points are very, very crucial. So, at the end of the day, how many formulas you are going to learn for the annuity? First, future value. There are actually 4 formulas you are going to learn. How, sir? Future value for regular annuity, future value for annuity due. Same way, present value for regular annuity, present value for annuity due. Okay. Now, Sheetal, I have written sinking fund. Now, future value formula, A by I into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 and A by I into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 into 1 plus I. This is for regular annuity. This is for due. Next one is present value. Present value is equal to A by I into 1 minus 1 by 1 plus I whole power n and A by I into 1 minus 1 by 1 plus I whole power n into 1 plus I, which is, yes, Mayuresh, this is regular, this is due. Okay, regular and due. My dear, please, that is, I am assuming that you remember these formulas. Okay, even the students who have done their self-studies, those people also have to remember this formula, because without knowing this, we cannot do time value of money. In my regular lectures, I I used to explain how this future value formula, present value formula and all came. So if you have got time, in my YouTube channel, time value of money full lecture is uploaded. You can watch that YouTube lecture so that you can get to know the exact concept also. Okay, fine. Now, at least out of 12 marks, if you want to secure minimum 9 to 10 marks from time value of money, this much you need to understand and this much you need to remember. If you remember this much, at least you can score what? 10 marks out of 12. Okay. 10 marks out of 12. Okay, fine. Listen here. Now time to start with the numericals. Are you all ready, my dear? Yes. So before I start with numericals, I would like to give you some important tricks or some important, functions in the calculator. Are you all ready? Okay. Now, in this time value of money, we may, okay, in this time value of money, we may end up calculating like this 1.14 whole power 20 and all. Okay, these things and all we have to calculate by using calculator. My dear, please understand one thing. 90% of the cases in the question paper itself, it will be given 1.14 whole power 20 value. It will be given in the question paper itself. 90% of the cases it will be given. So you don't need to calculate. Some cases they may not give. So for that only we are just going what? Okay, for that reason only we are we have to know how to use this calculator effectively. For example, 1.14 whole power 20. For example, 1.14 whole power 20. What to do, my dear? Look at this. 1.14. Simply what to do, into equal to. If you do into equal to, it is square. If you do into equal to, it is what? Square. That is, you have done the square. Now, another time equal to. What is it? Cube. Another time equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is what? Power 20. I get 13.74. Can you please check whether you got this approximately? Okay. Can you please check this, my dear? Can you please check this? For your practice, can you please check this? Okay, can you please check this? 13.74. Yeah. So approximately. Correct, my dear? Say yes or no. So simply what you have to do, any value into equal to. That means 1.14 whole power 20 means 1.14 into equal to how many times? 19 times. For example, 3.72 whole power 15. Now what you will do? 3.72 whole power 15. Sir, 3.72 into equal to for how many times, my dear? 14 times. Is that clear, all of you? Say yes or no. Can you please check what is 3.72 whole power 15? Please check. Tanish is saying, nahi ho raha hai, what to do, man? Arey, this is either you change the calculator at least. I don't know what calculator you're using. 3.72 whole power 15. 3.72 whole power 15. Can you give me the answer, my dear? 3.72 whole power 15. What is it? 9? 9.97? Okay. Okay. I don't know. 3.72 is big number. You do like this. Sorry. 3.12 is, you find 1.72. Sorry, 1.72. Find 1.72. 1.72. Because in all the cases, we are going to have 1.1 plus I only. 1.72 whole power 15. Tanish, if you are using Casio calculator, definitely it is going to come. Please find 1.72 whole power 15. 1.72 whole power 15. 3. Okay, 344 1.35. 344 1.35. Okay. Acha, 3411. Okay, 3411.35. Very good. See, I don't want to, are you getting it or not, my dear? I hope you understood how to calculate it. This is point number 1. Shh, wait. This is very important point now. Look at this. Now, generally what happens, if the question, if they ask you to find out 1.3628 by using calculator, how you will find out? Sir, what we do now, sir? 1 divided by 3.628. This is what we do. Am I right, my dear? But in the calculator, we have got different function. Look at this. We are going to find out the reciprocal. So what I do, 3.628. Okay, 3.628. That number, denominator, that number I am writing. 3.628. After that, divided by equal to. If you do this, it is reciprocal. Okay. Here where we are using, in present value, this one we are going to use the most. Present value, calculating present value. See, this one we are going to use it for future value. This one we are going to use it for present value. So this is very, very crucial, my dear. Very, very crucial. So please do not ignore this. Okay. Finding reciprocal. Finding reciprocal is very, very important, very crucial also. For example, 5.628 divided by 1.923. How you do? What I do, I'll tell you. What I do, you will do, sir, 5.628 divided by 1.923. That's what you do, na? What I do, I'll tell you. 1.923 divided by equal to into 5.628. Are we getting 2.92 something, my dear? So if you use like this, we can save lot of time in time value of money. Not only in time value of money, to calculate harmonic mean also it is very much useful. To calculate harmonic mean also it is very much useful. Are you getting, my dear? Did you understand this? Yes. 2.92667, something like that. You understood? Yes. Reciprocal into numerator. Reciprocal into numerator. My dear, this is what we are going to do in time value of money. I want this type of operation, my dear. सर आज का दिन ही खराब है, कुछ भी नहीं समझ आ रहा है, पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा. So what to do, Tanish? अरे 1 second. Reciprocal means any number if you want. For example, if you want to find the reciprocal of 5 divided by equal to. That's it. Yes. Okay. Fine. That's it. Now let us start using the numerical calculators. Let us start solving the numericals. Listen here. Get ready. We are going to use only calculators. We are going to use only calculators. Are you all ready, my dear? Keep your calculators ready. Keep your calculators ready. Keep calculators ready. विक्रम एफवी के लिए विक्रम फॉर फ्यूचर वैल्यू रेसिप्रोकल का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा. नाउ लिसन हियर. या लेट अस स्टार्ट. नाउ can you read the question very carefully? Look at this. Mr. X invest. You understand the meaning of invest? What is mean by invest? The word invest comes. Then what is it? Future value. Mr. X invest 10,000 rupees every year starting from today. Say, I told you 3 thumb rules. Rule number 1, type of transaction. Rule number 2, type of annuity. Rule number 3, what? Type of compound interest. What is here? Annually. So, we are going to calculate the future value. Okay, we are going to calculate future value. And what is next, my dear? For immediate, and that is annuity due. Now look at this. What is future value, immediate annuity? A by I, 10,000 divided by I. What is I is? 0.08. 1 plus 0.08 whole power 10 minus 1. This is for ordinary annuity, but it is immediate annuity. Annuity due. So what will come? 1 plus I also to be added. Yeah. Now next step we are going to write the answer. All of you listen here. Take your calculator. Just do what I'm saying. Do what I'm saying. Yes. First calculate this. 1.08 whole power 10. That means in one line you do, my dear. 1.08 into equal to how many times? Equal to how many times? 9 times. Minus 1 into 1.08 into 10,000 divided by 0.08. Yes, use calculator effectively. Fast. Make it fast. What is it, my dear? What is it? 1.08 into equal to. Okay. Sir, you do not count only, sir. No, I just see the display. Display is showing 11. That means power is 10. By using practice, by using calculator, you'll come to know. Minus 1 into 1.08 into 10,000 divided by 0.08. I get 156454. Am I right, my dear? I'm getting option A. What is the difference? Okay. Wow. A and B. Very small difference. Look at that. It is 454. It is 554. So you have to be very careful. Huh? Am I right, my dear? 156454.88. Is it right? Guys, learning, see, can you tell how to solve the power inserts? See, when I teach one topic, if you talk some other topic, then there is no use, no, my dear? Yes. A is the right answer. Next step. How much amount is required to be invested every year so as to accumulate 3 lakh at the end of 10 years if interest compounded annually 10%? How much amount required to be invested? What is mean by this, my dear? Three thumb rules I said. Rule number one, sir, investment type problem, sir. Okay, it is investment type problem, sir. If it is investment, what is it, my dear? What are you going to calculate? Future value. Is that right? The question is what? Sir, future value is given as 3 lakh. And I have to find out the annuity amount. What I have to find out? Annuity amount I have to find out. What I have to find out, my dear? Annuity amount. So, according to the formula, what is it? 3 lakhs is equal to A by I. What is I, my dear? Sir, compounded annually, sir. There is no changes in rate of interest. 0.1, 1.1 whole power 10 minus 1. Yes, can you give the answer, my dear? Once you write it, in 10 seconds you should give me the answer. This one you need to write after the 10 seconds you should give me the answer. Don't take much time, my dear. 10 seconds I want you to give me the answer. Guys, what is the answer? Yes, A. Somebody giving me A. Yes, Y by V. A. Okay. Go to 1M. A. See, if you are getting the answer, just like button. A. फिर से A. Okay. Yes. A is the right answer. But how to calculate effectively by using calculator? 1.1 into equal to for how many times? 9 times minus 1 divided by 0.1 divided by equal to 3 lakhs. Do it, my dear. This is in one line using calculator. In one line using calculator. What I did, look at this. 1.1 into equal to. For how many times? Equal to for 9 times. So power 10. Okay. Minus 1 divided by 0.1 divided by equal to into 3 lakhs. 18823.6. See, this is in one line we can use the calculator. Look at this. What I did, I found 1.1 whole power 10. First minus 1 divided by 0.1. That after that I take it to left hand side. When I go to left hand side, it will come in the denominator. That is what I'm making it as divided by equal to. Reciprocal into 3 lakhs. Did you use this logic, my dear? My dear, if you know how to use calculator effectively, I'm telling you again, 5 seconds maximum, 6 seconds maximum. Next. If 1000 rupees be invested at interest rate 5% and the interest be added to the principal every 10 years, then the number of years in which it will amount to 2000 rupees is. Now please listen here, my dear. Give me some time to explain this sum because this problem is not like the previous sums. This is little bit twisted one. For example, 1000 rupees invested at interest rate 5% and the interest is added to the principal every 10 years. Interest is added to the principal every 10 years. See, if interest is added to the principal, it is called compound interest. But actually here in this case, what happens, after 10 years only the interest is calculated. Added with the principal. Is that clear, my dear? Now, how many years it takes 1000 becomes 2000? This is the question. First, we are going to divide into two cases. First case, first 10 year. Because for the first 10 year, principal is what? 10,000 rupees only. For the first 10 years, principal is what? 10,000 rupees only. And here nothing is mentioned about the interest. So I'm going to use what? Simple interest only. So for the first 10 years, principal is 1000 rupees. Rate of interest is 5%. Number of years is 10. Can you please tell me what is the simple interest after 10 years? What is the simple interest after 10 years? Tell me, my dear, what is the simple interest after 10 years? Yes. 1000 hai. What is 1000? No. What is simple interest after 10 years? 500. Yes, very good. Yes. 500. Very good. Now look at this. Yes, 500 is perfect. So, simple interest after 10 years is 500. Now, after 10 years, I'm making 500 rupees. This interest is added with the principal. What is the principal amount is 1000 rupees. Correct. Therefore, after 10 years, my principal becomes what, my dear? 1500. Okay. Now, amount after how many years is 2000 rupees is the question. Am I right? Amount after how many years is 2000 rupees is the question. Now look at this. 2000 amount is equal to P into 1 plus RT by 100. 5 into time. That is what I have to find out. Divided by 100. Can you please simplify this? Cut. So 20 by 15. 4 by 3. This minus 1 will come here. T by 20. So what is it? 1 by 3. So T is equal to 20 by 3, my dear. This 20 by 3 is nothing but this is 6 1 by 3. Am I right? Sorry, 2 by 3. But this is what 1500 becomes 2000 is 6 years, 6 2 by 3 years. But the question is 1000 becomes 2000 rupees. In this case, what 1500 becomes 2000. So already 1000 becomes 1500 in 10 years and 1500 becomes 2000 in 6 2 by 3 years. So total number of years is equal to what? 10 plus 6 2 by 3, which is equal to 16 2 by 3 years. Am I right, my dear? 16 2 by 3 years. Answer is 16 2 by 3 years, not 6 2 by 3 years. Do you all agree with me, my dear? I think people are giving me answer D. Option D is wrong, my dear. Option D is 6 2 by 3 is what? 1500 is becoming 2000 in 6 2 by 3 years. But the question is, how long 1000 becomes 2000 rupees is the question. So A is the right answer. D is wrong answer, my dear. A is the right answer. Why people are giving me answer D again? I don't know. Now, can you start doing this fourth sum? I want you to give me the answer. First your approach, after that my approach. Fourth sum answer. Fourth sum answer. Yes. Fourth sum answer. Somebody has given me A. Is it A? Is it A? I don't know. Few people, Barbie given me B. Here Gopi given B. Kannan given D. I don't know. Why you're not trying it? For this sum, you know how much time you should take? I'll tell you how much time you should take. I'll tell you. For reading, you may take 15 seconds. Once you read, in another 5 seconds you can give the answer. Can you believe that? Shall we do that? Look at this. First, for reading, you will take 15 seconds. A person borrows 5000 rupees for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends to another person 1 by 4% per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in the transaction. What exactly the question is? I borrowed 5,000 from someone and I'm lending the same amount to someone else for 6.25%. In that, is the transaction is gain or loss to me, my dear? Gain or loss? Gain. So how much is the gain? That is the question. Very simple. Now tell me, is it 6.25% is one and the same? Now, what is the difference between the rate of interest? What is the difference between rate of interest? 2 point. Simply you do, the question is based on simple interest. 5,000 into 2 into 2.25. Answer over. I told you na, to get the answer it hardly 5 seconds. But to understand, take some time. You understand, my dear? What is the difference here? Just find the difference and do it, man. You understood or not? Actually, 225 rupees. Few people are giving me 112.5. Oh, sorry. For, okay. For 1 year. Yeah, sorry. For a year. Actually, total amount we gained is what? 225. But the question is what? For 1 year. So total you gained 225. In 2 years, 225. In 1 year, how much? 112.5. That is your right answer. Yes. Answer will be A is the right answer. 225 for 2 years. Yes, my dear. Beautiful. You are right. Next up. Now, if an amount is kept at simple interest, it earns an interest of 600 rupees in first 2 years. But when kept at compound interest, it earns an interest of 660 rupees for the same period. For the same period means for the same 2 years. Then the rate of interest and the principal amount respectively are. Look at this. Very simple question. Very, very simple question. Actually, here they ask you to find out principal and rate of interest. Okay. Listen here. In simple interest, I'm getting 600 rupees. In compound interest, I'm getting 660 rupees. Am I right, my dear? So, very simple. Trial and error method. Trial and error method. For example, if you take option A, how many years? 2 years. 20% into 1200 into 2. Are you getting 600? Are you getting 600? No. Option A is wrong. Now option B. Check option B. 1500 into 20% into 2 years. Sir, 600, sir. First condition satisfied. Now second condition, we need to check compound interest. Whether compound is coming 660 or not. 1500 plus 20% plus 20% minus 1500. You should get 660. Are you getting it, my dear? Answer is over. I told you without using formula we can do it. Without using formula we can do it. Trial and error method. One is simple interest, other one is compound interest. This case, this question and all na, very simple. In the option itself it is given what? Principal as well as rate of interest. Principal as well as rate of interest. என்னென்ன எவ்வளவு பேர் இருந்திருக்காங்க லிங்க் எனக்கு அனுப்பு எஸ் I want you to try this question. I want you to try this question. 10 seconds time. 10 seconds. More than 10 seconds you are taking. The future value of an annuity, 1000 rupees, made annually for 5 years at the interest 14% compounded annually is. As I told you, it is given. Future value they ask you to find out. See, listen here, my dear. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n. Listen here. This is not annuity based sum because annuity is not given. If annuity is not given, if they ask you to find out future value, this is the formula to be used. Okay. Simply what you do, the future value of an annuity, 10,000 made, oh sorry, it's annuity only. What is it? 1000 divided by 0.14, 1.14 whole power 5 minus 1. But this value is given already, I told you, right? 1.92541. So simply what you do? 0.92541 into 1000 divided by 0.14. 6610. I hope everyone got B. Now, a person invests 2000 at the end of each month at the rate of interest 6%, compounding monthly. Underline the word monthly. Find the amount of annuity after 10th payment. Find the amount of annuity after 10th payment. A person invests, see I told you, 3 thumb rule. Rule number 1 is what? Whether the problem is based on investment or loan. It is based on what? Investment. Am I right, my dear? Next step. Second one is type of annuity. Sir, end of each month, sir. Ordinary annuity. Compound interest. Monthly, sir. Compound interest is what? Monthly. What is my compound interest monthly? We have to convert. Divided by 12. Yes. So, therefore, future value is equal to 2000 divided by 0.005. Do you all agree, my dear? It is not 6%. It is actually 6 by 12%. It is 0.005 into 1.005 whole power 10 because 10th payment they are asking minus 1. Please calculate. Please get the answer, my dear. Are you getting 20,456? Yes, 20,456. Okay. Option A. 20,456. Now, next question. If 10,000 rupees invested at 8% per year compounded quarterly, then the value of the investment after 2 years is, listen here, we need to find out amount after 2 years, P into 1 plus 0.02 whole power 8. What is the answer, my dear? I am getting option A. Sheetal, which one you did not get the answer? 0.05, how it came in? See, look at this. Monthly means 6 by 12 percentage. Is it 11716.59, my dear? I think now I explained. See, that Sheetal, I just did the calculation, my dear. See, look at this. See, my dear, in the examination, you have to do it now. Yes, Barbie, it is say invested. So what? It is not annuity type now. Yes, I'm very scared in maths. Please suggest. Barbie, future value means this is not annuity. See, this is also future value only. Look at this. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n, or P is equal to amount by 1 plus I whole power n. Shh. This A we call it as future value. This P we call it as present value. So here they ask you to find out future value. That future values only I'm using A into P, A equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n. My dear, the problem is what I'll tell you. Mostly, you people have followed the traditional method. That is the reason we are unable to follow the calculated tricks. What I suggest, either you follow your traditional method, the way you are approaching, that is point number one, that is good only, no problem. Or otherwise, what you can do is, if you want to follow these type of methods, better you watch my time value of money lecture from my YouTube channel, complete 100% lecture uploaded. Okay, there you can get to know what exactly these concepts and all. My dear, I'm telling you, you need to have some patience. Again, I'm telling because the questions are mixed. Sometimes compound interest problem I'm doing. Suddenly I'm shifting to simple interest. Suddenly I'm shifting to that is annuity. It is very difficult to shift yourself from one topic to other topic. In spite of that, why I am doing this, I'll tell you. In the examination, the biggest problem in paper 3 is one question from mathematics, other from statistics, the third one will be from LR. It is mixture of questions. It is not topic wise, it is not subject wise. So you have to think about probability. Suddenly you'll shift yourself to time value of money. You will come to seating arrangement, then permutation combination, different topics to be like, we have to think while solving. That practice very much mandatory. I cannot go with your comfort zone. I want you to practice like this. Please try to understand. I'm not here to teach you, sorry, cheat you, because most of the time, not to impress you, most of them are coming similar type of question 10, 15 we are solving and we are enjoying it. Then why we are struggling in paper 3? Why we are struggling in paper 3? Because of this reason we are struggling in paper 3. Try to understand the core problem. We are habituated. We are habituated of solving similar type of questions in the classroom. This habit definitely not good for any competitive exam, especially this kind of CA foundation exams. Please, my dear, you have to grow up. Okay, this is my personal advice to you all. It is not about your understanding or not understanding. It is about practice. Is that clear? So, time value of money. Everyone wants to learn time value of money, but time value of money cannot be learned in 6-7 hours. Okay, it is actually a big topic. I am assuming that you have already done the topic in your coaching classes. In spite of that, I have solved some introduction lectures I've gave. After that only I'm continuing. The problem you are not getting as fast. You have to do like the speed you need to increase. Please try to understand. Many people are struggling in paper 3 because of the speed only. If you want to increase your speed, then you need to have some patience. You need to use calculator effectively. Many of you are using it first time, calculator for the first time, or this way for the first time. So in one day you are not going to learn. You have to practice, my dear. Hope you all understand what I'm trying to tell you. Is it clear? You need to have, that is keep on sir nahi aa raha, wo nahi aa raha. It's not like not getting. The problem, don't see the chat. Okay, don't see the chat because others are answering and you are not getting the answer. Then you are thinking that you are not getting the answer only. You may be a little slow. You may be using for the first time. So don't go with others. Please go with your speed. Then slowly improve. 2 months. 2 months we have. So try to improve. Or otherwise, better you go with the traditional method. But when you go with the traditional method, in the examination, you may not be able to reach even 50-55 questions. Out of 100, you may be able to reach maximum 50. Okay. If you have to, see, you should think out of the box. Then only you can go up to 80, 90 and all. If you just keep on thinking about the original method, then it is going to kill our time, my dear. So please follow what I'm saying. Next. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, people, the time value of money topic is still available in my YouTube channel, full lecture. You can watch it, my dear. Next. A bank pays 10% rate of interest compounded annually. A sum of 400 rupees is deposited in the bank. The amount at the end of 1 year will be. It's a very simple question. Is it mentioned compound interest? Am I right, my dear? For how many years? 1 year. Annually. Simply you will take your calculator. 400 plus 10% is your answer. Am I right, my dear? 400 plus 10% is your answer. The answer is what? 440. Is that clear? Is that clear? Somebody given me 442. Rahil, may I know why 442? May I know why 442? Next. Now listen here. A certain money doubles itself in 10 years. When deposited on simple interest, it will triple itself in what? Listen here. A certain money doubles itself in 10 years. This rule already given to you. Okay. Doubles means what I told you to use. 100 by R. Here number of years given. I told you na, when rate of interest given, use rate of interest to calculate number of years. When number of years given, use number of years to calculate rate of interest. So 100 by 10. So my rate of interest is 10%. Is that right? Next step. When deposited on simple interest, it would triple itself. Triple means what you'll do? 200 divided by what? 10. See, this rate of interest we have to use. So our answer is what, my dear? 20 years. Are you getting? Now I want you to give me the answer. A certain money five times itself in 20 years. Then 10 times itself in how many years? Can you please find out the answer? A certain money 5 times itself in 20 years. Then 10 times itself in. Can you please calculate and give me the answer? Yeah, please make it fast. What is the answer? 40 years. Mayuresh? Praveen is giving me 30 years. Vignesh 45. 45. Madhu 45. Ritika 40. 45 is the right answer. What is it? A certain money, 5 times itself. 5 times means what, my dear? 400 divided by 20. So the rate of interest becomes 20%. 10 times itself in 900 divided by 20, which is equal to what? 45. Actually, see this 20 to be used. 45 is the right answer. Now, today my target is at least 60 sums I should do, then only tomorrow I can complete. I don't know. A man deposited 8,000 rupees in a bank for 3 years at 5% per annum compound interest. After 3 years, he will get. A man deposited 8,000 in a bank for 3 years at 5% per annum compound interest. After 3 years, he will get. My dear, only 5 seconds. Only 5 seconds. Give me the answer. Only 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, how can we solve it in 5 seconds, sir? For reading, you take 10 seconds also, no problem. But once you understood the question, simply what you are going to do, you are going to take the calculator, 8,000 plus 5% plus 5% plus 5%, 9261, direct answer. Am I right? If you have solved this question in between 5 and 10 seconds, please like the channel, my dear. Please like it or show me the heart in symbol. Please do it. If you have done it in 5 to 10 seconds, please write. If you are taking more than 5 to 10 seconds, then that means what, you have to practice a lot. Yes. Okay. Now, if in 2 years, time, a principal of 100 rupees amounts to 121 rupees, when the interest at the rate of R% is compounded annually, then the value of R will be. Yes, I think many of you are showing me heart, symbol, swamp, everything. So I'm assuming that you have done it in 10 seconds maximum. Now for this, you are not supposed to take more than 7 seconds. Not more than 7 seconds. Kalpana is asking, sir, that means there is no connection for 3 years? No, we are calculating for 3 years. Hey, what I did, 8,000 plus 5% plus, acha, this 3 years not needed. Both are one and the same now. Yeah, D is the right answer. Very good. Did you get it in 7 seconds time? Seriously? Now listen here. 100 becomes 121. Compounded annually, compound interest. This is my amount. This is my principal. See, listen here. I use trial and error method. If at all, if I have to use trial and error method, for how many years, my dear? 2 years. First, I am taking option A. 14%, right? Sorry, 14%. 100 plus 14% plus 14%. Not coming, not coming. Next one. 15 also. For example, 10. 100 plus 10% plus 10%. 121 I am getting. Therefore, the answer. But actual method is 121. That is amount is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n. 121 is equal to 100 into 1 plus I, or I think many people are using this formula, RT by 100 whole power n. 1 plus T is 2, 2R by 100 whole square equal to 1.21, taking square root. 1 plus 2R by 100 is equal to 1.1. 2R by 100 is equal to zero point 0.1. How many times? What mistake I committed? Oh, this is correct only, na? Amount is equal to 1 plus RT by 100. Is the formula you are using, my dear? Not T. Sorry, sorry. What mistake I am committing. This is the reason I don't use the actual method. See, 121 is equal to 100 into 1 plus R by 100. R is nothing but we have to calculate whole square. Now is it right? 1 plus R by 100, the whole square is equal to 1.21. Taking square root, 1.1. R by 100 is equal to 0.1. It's actually waste of time if you ask me. But still many people are comfortable with this method. What to do, my dear? Now, a certain sum of money Q was deposited for 5 years and 4 months at 4.5% simple interest and amounted to rupees 248. Then the value of Q is. It is simple interest. Simple interest always what? Can be calculated on a yearly basis only. 5, 4 by 12. Is it 16 by 3, my dear? N is equal to 16 by 3. At least this one you try to do it. They ask you to find out principal. Give me the answer. A. Simply what you do, my dear, if at all using calculator, what you do? Trial and error method. 200 into 4.5% into 16 divided by 3. 48 rupees I got. Plus add the principal again. 248. Sir, when I take option A, I am getting the answer, sir. Can N be taken as 64 months? Yes, if you take 64 months, again what? 64 by 12 you have to take. But the actual method is amount is equal to principal into 1 plus RT by 100. What is R? If you use actual method, is it going to be waste of time, my dear? That is what I am trying to explain, to use calculator. Next step. If compound interest on a sum for 2 years at 4% per annum is 102 rupees, then the simple interest on the same sum for the same period at the same rate will be. Listen here. Yes, Thunder, you can take it. Write shortcut trick on board. What is shortcut trick here? Nothing. This is what calculator trick. Now, if compound interest on a sum for 2 years at 4% per annum is 102 rupees, then the simple interest on the same sum for the same period at the same rate will be. Listen here, let us understand the question. Some principal, and that principal gives you 102 rupees. That principal gives you 102 rupees. Now, what we need to find out, by using that, we have to find out the principal. For the same principal, how much is a simple interest for the same rate of interest and same rate of same period? First, we need to calculate the principal by using the first condition. Now, what is compound interest formula? P into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. What is compound interest is given as 102. 102 is equal to P into 0.04. 1.04 whole square minus 1. Use calculator. 1.04 whole square minus 1 divided by equal to 102. Sorry, into 102. Tell me what you are getting. P is equal to 12. Principal is 1250. Did you get it, my dear? Then after that, what you do? 1250. Same rate of interest for the same period. 4% into 2. Tell me what you are getting. How much you are getting? I am getting 100. We are getting 100. My dear, please use calculator effectively. This time will take more time to solve. Maybe what you know in the examination, it may take 1 minute or 20 seconds maybe if you are solving it. Okay, now try. A man invests an amount of 15,860 rupees in the names of his three sons A, B and C in such a way that they get the same interest after 2, 3 and 4 years respectively. If the rate of interest is 5%, then the ratio of amount invested in the name of A, B and C. Please try to understand the question. I have got a money 15,860 rupees. For example, I got 3 sons. A, B, C, 3 sons. What is my plan is, everyone should get same simple interest. Sir, simple interest is not mentioned, sir. That's what I'm taking simple interest. Everyone should get what? Same interest amount. The first person, whatever amount he is getting, same amount only second person also should get. Same amount only third person also should get. Am I right, my dear? Say yes or no? Is it clear? But, and the rate of interest is what for everyone? 5%. First person will get after how many years, my dear? 2 years. Second person will get after 3 years. Third person will get after 4 years. You know simple interest formula, PRT by 100. Look at this. How much amount to be invested on the first person? I'm taking it as P1. Second person P2, third person P3. This is the amount we are investing. So, what we are doing is P1 into R 5% into 2 is equal to P2 into R into 3 years. P3 into R into 4 years. Now 5%, 5%, 5% get cancelled. They ask you to find out only the ratio. How much is, they are not asking. Now look at this. If you want to do it in one line, what should be done? I'll tell you. 2, 3, 4. What is LCM of 2, 3 and 4 is 12. LCM of 2, 3, 4 is what? 12. Divide each term by 12, you will get what? P1 by 6, P2 by 4, P3 by 3. So the ratio is 6 is to 4 is to 3. In one line, you can get the answer if you use this. It will not take much time. Otherwise, it's a full page problem, my dear. It's a full page problem. But just like that, you can get the answer. Okay. 6 is to 4 is to 3 is the answer. Option A, 6 is to 4 is to 3. My dear, here understanding is very important. All the three people are getting same simple interest. All the three people are getting same simple interest. So that is what? Simple interest 1 equal to simple interest 2 equal to simple interest 3. Now I am applying formula PRT by 100. That is 5% I am using. All formulas are same. Everywhere 5% is there. I am cancelling it. And 2P, 3P, 4P I am getting. Find the LCM. 643. This is what the ratio. Yes, there is one more method. But Uzma, here in this option, when I use the principle, it will be great. If you are not using the principle, option test is little complicated only. Now, next question. If the difference between the compound interest compounded annually used option method, very good, genial. It's good only. See, option method means how to use 6 is to 4 is to 3. Okay. If you want to use option test, you can use it, my dear. The ratios can be taken. Okay, then accordingly we should proceed. Yes, check the same interest. Of course, Usma, you might have done like this. 6 by 13 into 15,860 into 5% into 2. It will goes on like that. If you are comfortable with the trial and error method, please go ahead with the trial and error method only. Now, if the difference between the compound interest and compounded annually and simple interest on a certain amount of 10% per annum for 2 years is 372 rupees, then the principal amount is, listen here, difference between compound interest and simple interest for how many years? 2 years. So can I say Pi square equal to 372? That shortcut is given to you. So P into, what is I square? I'm getting option A. Did you get it, my dear? Why B, Chanchal? It is A only I'm getting. Hey, what is it? Is it A? Three 72 divided by 0.1 the whole square. Correct? Next. What is the net present value of price per piece of a property which would be valued at 2 lakhs at the end of 2 years? Annual rate of increase is 5%. You want to know the simple method? I'll tell you the simple method. Trial and error method is a simple method. What is rate of interest is? 5%. They ask you to find out the present value. Actual formula method is A by 1 plus I whole power n. A is nothing but 2 lakhs divided by 1.05 whole square. This you can proceed. Okay. Or If you use trial and error method, option A you will take 1,81,000 plus 5% plus 5%. Is it approximately you are getting 2 lakhs? 1.81 plus 5% plus 5%. Approximately we'll be getting 2 lakhs. Or otherwise you should go ahead with this. Option A. Am I right, my dear? Can you calculate effective rate of interest without touching your pen? Only by using calculator. When it comes to effective rate of interest, we need to check whether it is quarterly or half yearly. When it comes to quarterly, 7 by 4. Is it 1.75%, my dear? So what you will simply do, if you are using calculator, 100 plus 1.75% plus 1.75% plus 1.75% plus 1.75% minus 100. This is one way of approach. By using formula, what you will do, 1 plus 0.0175 whole power 4 minus 1. What is the answer? Can you please tell me the answer, my dear? D. D is the right answer. Yes, we shall write. Yes, D is the right answer. Now, how much will 25,000 rupees amount to in 2 years at compound interest if the rates for the successive years 4% and 5%? See, simply what we have to do, take the calculator, 25,000, first year it is 4%, second year it is 5%, answer is over. Tell me what is answer? Yes, Daniel, calculator में थोड़ा संभाल के करने का. No, Thunder, please, you are wrong. 7.09 will not come only. How 7.09 is coming? शीतल ने कुछ बोला है, sum number 18. No, 4 only will come quarterly, na? What is the answer? Option A, 27,300. Please find the answer. 8,000 at a 10% per annum interest compounded half yearly will become at the end of 1 year, which is half yearly. So this will become 5%. Simply what you will do? 8,000 plus 5% plus 5%. Answer over. This is what they are asking in the exam, my dear. Why Logesh is getting A? Which one नहीं आया चंचल? Laukik, second method, no, we are not, yeah, we have to multiply by 100, correct. Because we need to convert into percentage. 88020, yeah. Option B? Option B? Now, depreciation. The value of furniture depreciate 10% a year if the present value of the furniture in an office is 21,870. Calculate the value of furniture 3 years ago. We are going to calculate value of furniture 3 years ago. Like compound interest depreciation formula is what? P into 1 minus I whole power n. This is one method of approach. Other method of approach is by using calculator. For this type of question, you are not supposed to take more than 10-15 seconds. Can you give me the answer, my dear? Yes. चांचल 19 और एक बार ट्राई करो आ जाएगा. Please fast, 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 fast. Yeah. Give me the answer. Make it fast. Yes, Daniel, right. So, by using calculator trial and error method, what you will do for how many years? 3 years only. So, simply what you do, option A. What is option A? 30,000. So, 30,000 minus, what is the depreciation? 10%. Minus 10%. Minus 10%. Minus 10%. 21,870. That's it. My answer is option A. Yes. Before we added n times, now we substitute. Okay, fine. Next. This type of question is very important. Mark it, my dear. I will take time to explain. Anjali is asking me, sir, Baveche. The certain sum of money became 692 in 2 years, 800 in 5 years, then principal amount. My dear, I will show you one beautiful method if you are interested. Otherwise, formula method is very lengthy. Some certain money, I don't know what principal. This amount becomes 692 rupees. In how many years, my dear? 2 years. And becomes 800 rupees. In how many years, my dear? 5 years. Now I'm giving you time. For you, 1.5 minutes I'm giving you. Let's see how many of you are getting the answer. Fine. Now listen here. Now the simple method I'll tell you, if they ask you to find out a principal, directly we can get it, my dear. Tell me what is the difference between 692 and 800 rupees? 108. Correct? What is the difference between 5 and 2? Divided by 3, which is equal to 36. So every year I'm earning 36 rupees. Every year I'm earning 36 rupees. Is this after 2 years? Is it after 2 years? That times we have added 36 rupees for 2 times. Now remove the 2 times. ₹620. Similar type of question. Can you get the answer on your own now? Similar type of question. Daniel, now you agree it's nice method or not? A sum of money amount to 6,200 rupees in 2 years and 7,400 rupees in 3 years as per simple interest, then the principal is. Chanchal, which one you are talking about? Minus 36 wala. See, total interest earned is 108 rupees. The difference between the years is 3. I'm just dividing 3 so that 36 rupees. Every year, simple interest becoming 36 rupees. That we have to subtract. Answer, I think everyone is giving me right answer. 3,800. What is it? Some principal becoming 6,200 rupees in 2 years. 7,400 rupees in 3 years. Now what is the difference, my dear? What is the difference? 1,200. Now what is the difference? 1. So only 1,200 is the simple interest. Is this amount after 2 years? So 1,200, 2 times I am removing 1,200. My answer is 3,800. Is it clear, all of you? A sum was invested for 3 years as per compound interest, and the rate of interest for first year 9%, second year 6%, third year 3% per annum respectively. Find the sum if the amount in 3 years is 550 rupees. Yes, can you please check this out on your own, my dear? The best method is trial and error method. Thank you, Sheetal. That's what I said. Give us some time. See, beginning itself, you will not be able to follow my method. It will take time. Use trial and error method. See, the total amount, interest amount is 550 rupees is coming. Am I right, my dear? Which is big amount. Let me not try option A and option B. Directly let me start with option C, which is a bigger amount. So what I do, 462.16 plus 9% plus 6% plus 3%. Now give me the answer. Are we getting 550 rupees? So my answer is option C. Listen here, the people doesn't have the patience. Definitely they may, like, the session may not be fruitful for those people. You have to be little more consistent. When I take tomorrow's lecture, it is going to be like, just like that you are going to do. Okay. So please, again and again, I'm telling you, you need to give some time. Fine. Because this is not the regular lecture, right? This is not regular lecture. This is revision lecture. And I'm trying my level best to give very simple method. But when we do keep on using calculator, then only you'll understand. Arey Alpita, how it will not come? That calculator also I given here, na man. 462 plus 0.16 plus 9% plus 6% plus 3% you do. This is trial and error method. I think this is very simple one. I don't want to insult you by doing this sum. Can you give me the answer for this? 5 seconds. Can you give me the answer for this? 5 seconds. Yes, Usma, thank you. Yes, Daniel, thank you. Yeah. Fast, make it fast. 5,000 into 15% into 4.5. That's it, na? 5,000 into 15% into 4.5. पीयूष, आज कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. थोड़ा और भी थोड़ा रुक के देखो और क्या करेंगे. नहीं तो मेरा रेगुलर लेक्चर एक बार देख लेना यूट्यूब में. Can you give the answer for 26 one? I think you can give me the answer for 26 one. Make it fast. 26 is sum. Make it fast. Yes. The effective rate of interest does not depend on principal. Wow, another fantastic sum. I call it as decision making problem. Whenever the problem based on decision making, please note this down. Whenever the problem based on decision making, we have to always calculate present value. Now, a person wants to lease out a machine costing 5 lakhs for 10-year period. It has a fixed rental 51272 per annum. That means what, Either I can go for a lease, that is buying for 5 lakhs, or I'll go for annual rent of 51,272 starting from end of first year. Suppose rate of interest is 10% per annum compounded annually, on which money can be invested, to whom this agreement is favorable. My dear, if you want to learn the logic and the concept of this problem, again I'm telling you, the time value of money YouTube lecture, full lecture, please watch it. Beautifully explained that concept. But now we need to take the decision. Should I go for purchase, that is, should I go for lease, or should I go for rent? For that, what we have to calculate? Present value. In these type of decision making sums, always you are going to calculate present value. What is present value formula? A by I into 1 minus 1 by 1 plus I whole power n, which is equal to 51,272 divided by 0.1 into 1 minus 1 by 1.1 whole power n. How many years? 10 years. Now, how to use calculator effectively? First find 1.1 whole power 10, my dear. I think you know how to find out 1.1 whole power 10. Divided by equal to minus 1 into 51272 divided by 0.1. You may get answer in negative, ignore negative sign. How much you are getting? 3 lakh 15,000. So approximately I'm getting 3 lakh 15,044 rupees. If I go for rent, I'm at the end of 10 years, I'm only spending 3 lakh 15,044. But if I go for lease, I have to spend 5 lakh rupees. Now you tell me which one is feasible. Rent. So therefore, to whom this agreement is favorable? This is actually lessee. Oh, sorry, favor of lease. No, it is not favor of lease. Okay, actually see, I don't know whether it is lease or lessee. It should be lessee. Huh? Yes. See, one who takes rent is lessor. I'm the lessor. You are staying with me, you are lessee. Rent is favorable. That is lessee. The person who is going to become lessee. Lessee meaning means, I'll tell you, my dear. See, employer, employee. Oh, sorry, I ulta bola. It is favorable to lessor only. Let me tell you what is fair lessor. Lessor means, for example, see, I am the person, okay, who wants to come to your place as a rental or whatever it is. Okay, you are the owner. Owner, you are a lessee. I am the lessor. Now, if I go for rent, it is going to favor me only. If you are saying either you give me 5 lakhs or pay me rent of 51,112. Now, in this case, which one is favorable to me, my dear? Going for rent is favorable. So therefore lessee, favorable to lessor is the right answer. It is actually favoring to lessor. Listen here. Favoring to lease is not there, my dear. If I go for rent, it is favoring to lessor only, right? Who is lending called a lessor? Correct. Yep. Let a person invest fixed sum at the end of each month in an account paying interest 12% per year compounded monthly. If the future value of this annuity after 12th payment is 55,000, then the amount invested every month, it is annuity sum. Whether it is future value or present value, my dear, future value. So actually my future value is 55,000 rupees. A divided by I. A only I have to calculate 0.12, 1.12 whole power n. How many year? How many months, my dear? 12. Can you please calculate and get the answer? Oh, 0.01. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Arey yaar, again and again, what mistake I'm committing. Because 12% per month. Okay, Vidur. 1 point. Arey yaar. Today, how many mistakes, man? 1.01 the whole square. If you are using calculator, 1.01 whole power 12 minus 1 divided by 0.01 divided by equal to into 55,000 will be your answer. Use calculator. Four three three seven. You all of you got the answer, my dear? Can you give me the answer for this question? Pi square equal to 96 rupees. R equal to 8% compounded annually. Then P is equal to. What is it? 15,000. Simply what you do, my dear? 96 divided by 0.08. What is the answer? Oh, sorry. 96 divided by 0.08 the whole square. B is the right answer. The perpetuity formula, please use A by I. Determine the present value of perpetuity 50,000 rupees per month. Rate of 12%. That means 50,000. 12% is what? 0.01. Which one you are talking about, Sheetal? The formula is pi square equal to 96. Now, In simple interest, if the principal is 2000 rupees and the rate and time are the roots of the equation x square minus 11x plus 30 equal to 0, simple interest is first you find out the value of x, quadratic equation, x square minus 11x plus 30 equal to 0. What are the two roots, my dear? X is equal to 6, 5. Either 6 is rate of interest or 5 is rate of interest. Anything you can take. But they ask you to find a simple interest, right? So 2000 into 5% into 6. Tell me what is the answer? 600. A man invests 12,000 rupees at 10% per annum and another sum of money at 20% per annum for 1 year. The total investment earns at 14% per annum simple interest. The total investment is, I'm giving you 2 minutes time. Please solve this. Sir, how to find roots in simple method? We'll do it. Fast, fast, give me the answer. A man invests 12,000 rupees at 10% per annum and another sum of money 20% per annum for 1 year. The total investment earns 14% per annum, simple interest. The total investment is, listen here, the best method is trial and error method. Okay. Option A not possible. Why option A not possible? Because if the total amount is 8,000 means one part cannot be 12,000. So let me go for option B. Let me take 20,000. First, how much, my dear? And second one must be what? 8,000. Please listen this very carefully. 12,000, 10% rate of interest for how many years? 1 year. How much you are going to get, my dear? 1,200. Am I right? Next. For 8,000, what is the rate of interest? 20%. How much it is, my dear? 1,600. Add both, what you are getting? 2,800 rupees. Now, I am assuming this amount. Take 14%. If same 2,800 comes, my answer is correct, my dear. My assumption is right. You understand this method, my dear? Trial and error method. You understood this method? Yes, option B. Simple method. You have to take the trial and error method. That's it. Yeah. Often. नहीं आया क्या नहीं आया बोलो रितिका. I am taking trial and error method. So one amount is 12,000. The second amount is 8,000. First part you are investing in 10%. Second part you are investing in 20%. Both giving me simple interest 1,200 and 1,600. So total 2,800. This is what first condition. As per the second condition, the total earning is 14% is given. So from the total amount, I am finding 14%. If I am getting same 2,800, my assumption is correct. No thunder, please. Next. The difference in simple interest of a sum invested 1,500 rupees for 3 years is 18 rupees. The difference in their rates. I think you know the trick formula. What is it? Pi square into for 3 years. I plus 3 is equal to what? This is the formula. Okay. Now 1,500 into I square. 0 point. Is that what we are going to find out? They ask you to find out difference in the rates. Sorry. Simple interest only they are asking. Na, sorry, my dear. For example, 1500 into first rate of interest into number of years minus 1005 divided by 100, 1500 into second rate of interest into 3 divided by 100 is equal to 18. 45R1 minus 45R2 is equal to 18. Divide 45 both sides, my dear. R1 minus R2 is equal to 18 by 45. What is it? Point? Point 4. Or else, the best method you can use, trial and error method. I'm sometimes now to teach you trial and error method also I'm struggling because I don't know whether you are able to follow it or not. This is the method, tradition method. But if you think out of the box, what you can do, 1400, 1500 into 3 into trial and error method, 0.4%. If it gives 18 rupees, then you will get zero point 0.4 is your answer. This is the best method if you ask me, trial and error method. Am I right, my dear? Yes. If you are comfortable in trial and method, please go for trial and method. This is actually what big traditional method. My dear, let me tell you one thing clearly. If I just give the trial and sorry, if we do the actual method now, at the end of the day, I may end up in solving 10, 15 problems. But if you use like this, see, you can solve at least 100 to 150 problems in the span of what 2-3 hours time. Okay, but if you use the traditional method, it will take a lot of time. So please try to follow my method. Okay. And still, if you are not comfortable, please watch my regular lecture in that YouTube. For you people only, it is uploaded for free. Just do it. Because again, I'm telling you, my method, my way of approach is very different. Okay. So please understand, I'm a maths teacher and I'm a pure maths teacher. I know where to break the rules. Okay. So please understand that. And these type of competitive exams, we already given IIT exams and all I give. So we know how to crack, where to crack, how to use it effectively. So please try to follow this. Especially CA students now, they don't have the confidence of using this type of hacks. Because today only I heard one person said, like outside some of one faculty was talking that the tricks and hacks and all now, it's just a pure marketing thing. That's what people are saying outside. Please understand, my dear, when when an IIT student deserve to get tricks and hacks, why not a CA student to get to see hacks and tricks? You tell me. IIT students are getting tricks and hacks. IIT JEE students, am I right? And CAT students are getting tricks and hacks. Why not CA students? Please ask yourself. Why people are like degrading you? Okay, so please follow. You can also crack the problem by using hacks and tricks, my dear. Okay, so please follow the procedure what I'm saying. Yeah. But people now across India, they are underestimating CA students. Even teachers also underestimating CA students. And the CA students themselves underestimating the CA students are underestimating themselves. Sir, I'm a chartered accountant, sir. I don't want to do mathematics, sir. Don't underestimate yourself. Yes, my dear. Find the effective, but at the same time, these things in Haiku YouTube channel, this lecture won't be available, my dear. I'm going to go for private. It is not, it will not be in public channel. Find the effective rate of interest on 10,000 rupees on which interest is payable half yearly 5%. Give me the answer fast. Effective rate of interest. See, remember, effective rate of interest, it is independent of principal. So you no need to bother about this 10,000. What made you to teach for us for free, sir? Only one thing, my dear. This is most of the students. This is the last attempt. Many people are struggling, and if they clear this attempt, at least they will not quit CA. If they did not clear in this attempt, many people are going to quit CA. That is the only motivation. Is that correct, Thunder, please? That's it. Yes. Next one. Can you please find out the rate of effective rate of interest? Can you make it fast? Quarterly 10% fast. Now, yes, Daniel. Can you please find out which is 2.5%? Now tell me what you'll do. Simply you will take calculator 100 plus 2.5% plus 2.5% plus 2.5% plus 2.5% minus 100. That's the answer. Yes, option A. Very good. Yes. Now can you try this? See, now my job is simple, my dear. Now you'll keep on giving me the answer. What will be the population after 3 years when present population is 25,000 rupees? Present population is 25,000 and the population increases at the rate 3% first year, 4% second year, 5% third year. I already told you population means what? It's a compound interest. So now you'll keep on adding the interest. Give me the answer for 36. Yes, yeah, very good. So what you'll do? 25,000 simply plus 3% plus 4% plus 5%. Calculator. Is that right? Depreciation. Can you please find out? For 7 years. 7 years depreciation. Use calculator. Give me the answer fast. Array, you're taking too much time, man. Calculator we have to use. Why you're taking this much time? You're taking too much time. That's an option. In the option also there is rupees. Very good. Option also there is rupees. Yeah, 37. Make it fast. What you did, my dear? 10,000 minus 7% dot dot dot. Yeah, 7, 10 times. Did you get option A? Hey, what I'm doing? 10% for 7 times. Yes. Now, again scrap value. Scrap value means again depreciation. Now, scrap value of the machine valued 10 lakhs. After 10 years, within the depreciation at 10% per annum. Now, can you please find out the scrap value depreciation? Can you please find out the scrap value depreciation, my dear? What you did? 10 lakhs minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10% for how many times? 10 times. Option A. The difference between compound interest and simple interest for 2 years is 21. If the rate of interest is 5%, find the principal. 2 years. What is the logic, my dear? Pi square equal to 21. Am I right? For this, tell me what is the answer. Option A. I think now you are picking up the speed, it seems. Now you are picking up the speed. Good. That's what I said. Patience. Again, depreciation. Present value of a scooter 7290. If its value decreases every day 10%, then the value before 3 is equal to. That means what we have to do, trial and error method. Take options. Minus 10%, minus 10%, minus 10% you do. Whichever gives me 7290, that is my answer. Please get the answer. Very good. Yes. Yeah. I don't know whether you noticed one thing or not. The previous few questions, we stopped using pen and we stopped writing something, right? Now you started adopting the method. Guys, am I true or not, my dear? Now you stopped writing. Okay, you started using calculator. I don't know whether you have noticed it or not. Okay, so that's what I said. It will take time. Okay, the people who have got patience to wait up to this time, na, yes, definitely you will have that benefit. Yes. Now, simple interest is equal to 0.125p at 10%. Find the time. This is the question. I can mark 1.25 years directly without doing it. But if at all you are doing, what is it? P R T is equal to 0.125p. Cut, cut. Actually, what is the trick, 0.125 divided by 10% is your answer. From simple interest, if you divide 10%, that is your time. That's it. What you are getting? Did you get 1.25? Now annuity is easier than, okay, calculator. Yeah, yeah. Of course, Daniel. This one is little tricky. We have to write. If the interest of a money is equal to its 1 by 9, interest of a money is equal to 1 by 9 of its principal. The rate of interest and the time are equal. R is equal to T. Then find the rate of interest. This is the question. PRT by 100 is equal to 1 by 9p. PP get cancelled. R and T are equal. Am I right, my dear? So, can I say this one also I'll replace by R? Is it R square is equal to 100 by 9? So, R is equal to 10 by 3. This one is little tricky, my dear. You need to write it. Yes. Yes, Arvind. It's a challenging one. Seriously, it's a challenging one. Remind me tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll do this sum because already you are tired. You may not be able to follow this particular sum because it needs some energy for this sum. Definitely, but I'll do because many people are thinking one. Let me tell you one important thing, my dear. CA foundation repeated questions are not going to come. Okay, that is what people are saying. There is no point in solving past year questions. First of all, why institute is collecting the question paper back? The reason for collecting the question paper back is the question paper should not go out so that you will just depend on that question paper. Not only that, the questions can be taken from there also. Okay, the questions can be taken from there also. So that is the reason. So always when we get past year questions, let us make use of it. Always it is good. Okay. Ria, of course you can do it better. There is my YouTube channel. I have got Thankyou Professional Academy. In that YouTube channel, time value of money is available. No, it is available for free, my dear. You can watch it. Similar type of sum only again. Did you remember one question? I think the same question we did, na? Yeah, we did the same question. It is 20,000. This question we already solved. I told you, na? Repeated questions. Can you do this? Again, this is repeated. It is not that printing mistake, my dear. We are taking different years questions and we mixed it. See, same questions are coming again. That's what I said. At least can you do this? If the compound interest on a certain sum for 2 years at 3% per annum is 1015, what would be the simple interest on the sum at the same rate and same time is? Similar type of questions, we already done it. Now, by using this, let us find out principal. Amount is equal to principal into 1 plus I whole power 2. Tell me what is it? Principal 1.03 into equal to square divided by equal to into 1015. I get 956.7. Whatever, let it be. You can continue as it is into 3% into 2. What they ask you to find out? Yeah. Oh. This is compound interest is given, na? Sorry. Compound interest is given. Compound interest formula is what? P into 1 plus I whole power how much? 2 minus 1. This I forgot. Okay. So 1.03 into equal to minus 1 divided by equal to into 1015. 16,666 something. Okay. You don't bother about it. Continuously you can find out what it's simple interest. Into 3% into 2. 999.99 which is nothing but 1000. Option C. Maitra, you have 2 months. It's a huge time, my dear. Depreciation again. Same numbers also same, only the situation is different. Correct? I think you can give the answer. I think option A, last time also the same answer came. The difference between compound interest, compounded semi-annually, and the simple interest on 400 rupees at 10% per annum for 1 year. Please use calculator. First, 400 Compound interest semi-annually. That means 5% plus 5%. Whereas simple interest per annum only minus 400 into 10%. This is the answer. What is the answer? Option A, 1 rupee. Yes. This one also use trial and error method, my dear. In what time will a sum 800 rupees amount to 882, 5% per annum compounded annually? Use calculator directly. I'm giving you some time. Please try yourself first. Yes, Gopi, right. Try this. Janil, 50 sums. B is right, Mubashira. Yes, Thunder plays. Yes, yes, yes. Chris wrong. How A comes? Because right. Vishal right. Yes. Dikshita, Hamsavardhini, everyone right. What Sugant? 2%. What is Suganti? 2%. Very good. I think everyone is giving me answer. Perfect. Use trial and error method. What I do, I simply do. First I try 800 plus 5%. I am not getting 882. So 1 year not possible. Another time 5%. I got it. So 2 years. Effective rate of interest, find out. 10% effective rate of interest semi-annually. That too very simple. 5%. 100 plus 5% plus 5% minus 100. B, D is answer. You got it? Yes. So that's all with today's session, my dear.